Captain Kern commands the floor, battling for justice, bringing down the house with force. In the shadows of the city where the lights dim low, Captain Kern steps out ready to blow, with a heart made of steel and fists to match. Enemies shudder when they catch his dispatch. He's a knight in the night, rolling deep, just a sword he's sworn to keep. Captain Kern, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice freak. Captain Kern, the hero we need. Never backs down, he's on the front line, facing the evils that intertwine. Corruption's fine, stripping the streets. He tears them down with lyrical beats. A vigilante with a badge of honor, turns the storm, chaos has got her. Boom, boom, hear the thunder roll. Captain Kern's on patrol, rights the wrongs, breaks the chains. In his world, justice reigns. Captain Kern, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice free. Captain Kern, the hero we need. From the depths of despair, he rises high, a beacon of hope under the night sky. Enemies fear when his name is called, a symbol of power on a fall. With every step, he claims the land, justice delivered by his commanding hand. So when you're lost and the night draws near, remember Captain Kern, let out a cheer. For justice, for truth, for the right. He's the guardian of the city's light. Hardcore rhythm fading out, justice served, no doubt.
Good morning, everybody.
Can't always see, but I keep my faith guiding me. Storm clouds gather, but I won't flee. Prepared, not scared, I'll always be. I'm ready for the highs and lows, wherever the wild wind blows. Face each day with a heart so free. Prepared, not scared, that's the key. Mountains tall, valleys low. Through it all, I'll sure.
Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning, Free Spirit. Good morning, Shenny.
There's more to see.
Well,
Prepared,
you
not
get dressed when you
scared,
can.
out's the key. Mountains tall and valleys low. Through it all, I'll show.
Queen Swope, what's going on? Hey, yay.
With every turn, there's more to see. Prepared, not scared, I'll always be. When the night is dark and cold, I find strength in stories told. Wisdom gained and love to hold. Prepared, not scared, bold and bold. I'm ready for the highs and lows, wherever the wild wind blows. Face each day with a heart so free. Prepared, not scared, that's the key. Life's a journey, come what may. I'll face it all, day by day. With courage strong, I'll always be. Prepared, not scared, that's the key. Life's a journey, come what may. I'll face it all, day.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, boy. Is this microphone working? I hope it is. That body's a pain. It is. It's definitely a pain. What's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go through the list. Debbie Morin, Free Spirit, Queen Swope, Cynthia, Shenny Graham, You'll Rock. Hello, everybody. Toxic Orchid. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see everybody here. So, a little bit change in format on the channel. I decided I wanted to do a series and resurrect an old channel of mine. So we are simulcasting to both of those, which is DEF CON X CSP, DEF CON X Common Sense Preparedness, as well as my channel here at Captain Kern. And it's going to be all about preparedness. So, preparedness. That doesn't mean being a prepper. And before we go into showing everybody all sorts of goodies, let's talk about that for a moment. What is everybody's definition of preparedness? Because ultimately, in my world, preparedness is everything that's up here. It's knowledge, it's courage, it's strength, it's your will to keep going no matter what you find as adversity. Oh my God, Toxic. Oh my God, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you guys can see, I have my fingers in a lot of different pots. I have a lot of interests, hobbies, and life goals. Um, so yes, Toxic, very much welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh Lord, Almighty, everybody! So, and for wondering why I'm wearing the headband indoors, without a hat or anything like that. One, my hair is an absolute disaster today. Um, yeah, let's not talk about that because that seems too weird. But it's supposed to be 102 degrees here in Colorado where I live, and my air conditioner is barely keeping up, and it is 10 o'clock in the morning. That is no bueno, everybody. So, how is everybody doing? That's my big question right now. Is how is everybody doing today? Let's see. Yeah, okay, there we go. We do have a few things to get into. I started a little bit yesterday, and we actually have a little bit cool format we can actually do. Yeah, I don't want the heat either. Oh, Toxic, you are more than welcome. You are absolutely more than welcome, and I'm still working on the other one. So, you know, it's it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, and you are most welcome here. Shenny, dear. What? Oh, just to give you guys, if you're new to me to the channel, I just want to give you guys a little bit of background about me. I have been in IT for 25 years plus. I have a recent new certificate in cybersecurity hanging up on the wall back there, and I just started classes in digital marketing. And I have been a lifelong homesteader slash preparedness person, not a prepper, because prepper implicates that I got 400,000 rounds of ammo and 9,000 pew pews. So I'm also disabled. So, and I've got some weird health issues ongoing, as well as severe nerve damage. So I'm stuck. I can't really do much, but I'm going to give you guys knowledge. That's what I'm going to do. And we're actually going to be doing some of this outside in other live streams and other videos, so I can demonstrate some things. If you guys look up on the wall back there, you're going to see a little, array of some of the pew pews I brought in for demonstration purposes. They are all unloaded. I will say that right now, YouTube. They are all unloaded. have no ammunition in them. So toxic, and that. So preparedness is a mental state, and it depends on where you are, how you live, what your finances are, of how, in fact, you can um, justify. Let's put it that way. Justify, you know, the level of preparedness you're at. I'll give you a good example. I live in Northeast Colorado. We are known for our storms and the occasional NATO and hailstorms. And I missed the mark on that one for being prepared because there's no way to prepare for it. Um, but it doesn't matter about like natural disasters or military or anything like that. Preparedness comes from being prepared for everyday life, all the little twists and turns, ins and outs. Are you mentally prepared for what's coming next? And I want to share something that is it's painful, but I think it might help some people out there. As some of you know, my daughter was viciously killed January 3rd, 2022. 21 years old, shot in the back of the head by her boyfriend with her own shotgun, the one I gave her when she was 15. So, was I prepared for that? Now, being that it was still during COVID crap, I can say that we were prepared. My wife and I were both prepared since my daughter was a CNA, not CNN, for an old folks home in Kimball, Nebraska. That we were prepared to get that phone call that she had passed away due to illness. Because, a lot of doctors, CNAs, and so forth, nurses, and elderly were dying in those facilities. We were prepared for that. We had mentally prepared for that. And the late evening of the 3rd, when we've got the call from my daughter's best friend, not even the sheriff's department, the state patrol, the investigators, hospital, or anything. We got a call from one of my daughter's best friends that she was gone. Um, you can't prepare yourself for that. Thank you, Toxic. Thank you. But you can prepare yourself for what happens next. I spent 9 months straight in a shell. I was a zombie. And it took another 9 months to get me out of that completely to where I was functional in public. And in that sense, since I have never had the privilege to serve in our armed forces, um, I knew what it was like. Because in the manner that my daughter had passed away, she was preventing two other people from being murdered that night. His ex-wife and her mother. So you can see where being prepared mentally for a lot of things, you just you can sit on the edge of it, but you can't actually do it. Can you be prepared for a lot of normal everyday scenarios? Absolutely. You're driving down the highway. You have a flat tire. Have you checked your flat in the back of your vehicle? I mean, your spare? Does it have air in it? Do you have your jack? Do you have your wrenches? Do you have rags? Good morning, Debbie. Um, you're caught out in a snowstorm and you're just driving along and the engine quits and you're in the middle of fucking nowhere. Excuse my French, but I live in the middle of nowhere, people. So you're driving down the road in the middle of winter, your engine quits. Do you have space blankets, extra clothing, water, some snacks, a little bit of protein to get you by until you can get rescued? Do you have a phone charger for your vehicle? Or do you have a battery pack for your phone? These are all things that people need to think about. And I'm not saying everybody should go run out and go buy one because maybe you're not in an area where that's necessary. Check, check, check. Again, Canadian winters. Darn right. You know, in winters, do you have your chains for your vehicle if it's required? I know Canada requires snow tires. You know, the moment summer and fall hit, after fall, they go, change your damn tires. Got a shovel. I have a latrine shovel. I've showed it on screen before, on stream. It's a World War II latrine shovel. That's what I put in my vehicle. 3 foam bricks. There you go. And we'll get into the laws of 3 in just a little bit. But do you have what in the preparedness community is called an EDC? Your everyday carry bag. I'm not talking about your pew pew. I'm talking about your bag. Or just something as simple as this. This little guy right here. I can put so many supplies in this. I have a collapsible cup that I put in this. I found out this morning all my crap is dusty and I didn't have time to wash it. So I took everything out. You know, and I have this bag. Oh dear Lord. Right here. This is called a 3-day pack. I carry my 3-day pack with me everywhere I go. I have an IFAK in my car. I have an IFAK in the bedroom. There's so many different things. I mean, and it seems like, oh my God, it's overkill. Do you guys know what an IFAK essentially is? It's a overblown first aid kit. That's pretty much what it is. It's got a lot of stuff in there that most people will never use because they're never trained on it. Like I can do stitches. Big deal. I don't use them anymore. I use the zips. I replaced all my stitches stuff with zips because it's easier to carry, faster, and I don't have to worry about hurting somebody's skin. And believe it or not, I've used all of this. And it depends on your level of engagement with society as well. Are you the type of person that when somebody's broke down on the road or you see a motorcycle have a wreck, and he's laying on the side of the road, are you the type of person that's going to stop? Or are you going to be the type of person that marks down the mile marker and just calls 911? Me, I'm the type of person I'm going to stop. I will dress the wounds the best I can, within the limits of the law, because there's some the United States is stupid when it comes to some of this crap, because you can't act like a doctor. You can't even act like a damn nurse if you're a civilian. However, if it's life-threatening, I don't give a shit. They can take me to court. Double wall mug is absolutely required. Ta-da! I have had this particular mug for 15 years. It is a Yeti copy, and it is actually better than the Yeti. Cost me $20. Yeah, that's yeah, free spirit. I carry full IFAC, full trauma kits. My range bag has gunshot wound kits. There's all sorts of things that you can do to be prepared for just everyday life, and it doesn't take money. That's the beautiful part. Everybody has stuff around their home, right? You have band-aids, you have Neosporin. Most of us do anyway. You have Advil and Tylenol. Put it in a little baggie. Find something to put it in. You went beyond. I've got one too. I mean, I've got one that weighs 23 pounds, and it's ridiculous. My wife years ago had to stop me from getting a machine. Kotex pads, tampons. Oh yes, you guys are. I mean, you guys are on it. Hell yeah. There's a lot of things you can do just to be prepared for everyday little things. And I'm not talking national emergencies, or I'm not even talking weather related emergencies. Not at all. You got kids or grandkids that, play sports. Kids in sports, they get injured. That is true, toxic. You shouldn't use Neosporin because someone could be allergic. That is true. But I carry it for my family. And there's actually oh God, I can't remember what it's called. It's an animal dressing that is non-allergenic for humans as well. I've got some out in the kitchen for my dogs, and I've used it. It's shit's great. Yeah, I mean, knowledge, preparedness is this, guys. It's not toys and items. It's this up here. You know, you're allergic to triple antibiotic. I've actually met a few people that are. It's absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane. Yes, liquid soap and water bottles. You're darn right. There's so many things that are dirt cheap. You go to the dollar store, go to the dollar aisle that they still have, or dollar 25, whatever it is, and you get a little thing of Dawn dish soap, the antibacterial dish soap, and you put it in a plastic bag and you carry it. Now, I mean, there are people that are a little bit more into it than I am, and those people I applaud because they have the resources to do that. And then there are people that go way too far, and they have been on a show called Preppers on National Geographic. And they may be nuts, but they're not wrong. You know, 100 years ago, chat. Think about what people carried with them 100 years ago. You carry surgical glue because you're certified. You know what? I don't carry surgical glue. You know what I carry? Super glue. Good old super glue. I buy them in the 10 packs for over at the dollar store for a buck, buck and a half, whatever they are. And that's what I use. I don't even dress wounds, small wounds anymore with band-aids. I will simply glue the frickers shut. And it prevents a lot of scarring. I've had a lot of, wounds on me, and it works. But it all revolves around knowledge, you know? And I apologize. I am so uncomfortable today. My back is on fire. But I'm doing this, damn it. And do you know the number one thing you can carry with you, chat? Oh, you are absolutely right. TAC med classes are worth taking. Steri strips. Steri strips are awesome. But the number one thing in the entire preparedness universe to have, you guys know what it is? Anybody want to guess? Excuse me, y'all. While you guys are guessing, just give me Sorry, I'm getting up and moving around because I got to stretch my back out a little bit. It's been a horrible week for a lot of people with chronic pain issues. You guys haven't guessed what the number one thing is to carry? I can't believe this. We've got survivalist and preparedness people in the chat, and they don't know the number one thing to carry. Hey, wifey, what is the number one thing to carry in your everyday carry kit? Well, if you're a woman, might be, if you still have those urges, Shani. An open mind? That is absolutely correct. But what's the number one physical thing? The most universally cool thing that has so many functions that you can put in a bag and carry. All right, guys, let me come back to the computer real quick here. Duct tape. Duct tape. The invention of this is the greatest thing in the world. This is Gorilla Tape, by the way. Yes, tampons are one of the best healthcare protectors to carry for injury. You're absolutely right because they expand and they will stem blood flow. Absolutely. But for just putting in your vehicle, throwing in your bag a little bit of it, this right here has the most uses. You never you use that? Yes, I mean everybody uses duct tape. You can make cordage out of this. You can dress a wound with this. You can make something to drink out of with this. Exactly, Shenny. Nobody even thinks about it. Nobody even thinks about it. Yes, you need to put it in a Ziploc bag. Misty Rayborn. Yes, I remember you telling me that. This is the absolute number one thing to carry at all times. Even if you just take a chunk of it and roll it onto itself so it'll still stick, you throw it in a little baggie, you burp it out. Voila. This stuff is amazing. I can't remember a time when I was completely out of duct tape in my home because this stuff gets used daily for temporary minor repairs and it's everywhere. Problem is the cops ask why I have duct tape and zip ties and they weren't sure of my answer emergency prep. Yeah, the irony of the US government, by the way. Here's the irony. Back when that show Preppers was going. Ow, oh god. I've actually been asked too. I've actually been called a sovereign citizen before by my buddy that was a former sheriff, and that was before he and I became friends. And no, I am not a sovereign citizen. I am full blown American. Exactly. It's none of your fucking business. That's what you tell them. You know, zip ties are great, especially if you get the good ones. If you get the dollar store ones, you're gonna be pissed off because they'll break in about 3 minutes. But The U.S. government, with FEMA and the emergency, NOAA, the Weather Service, and another, a couple of other agencies, they actually encourage people to create preparedness kits. But if you do, the government calls you a prepper, and in a bad connotation. This is our government. And apparently it's not just the U.S. government. I've heard that Canada has the same thing. Shenny goes, I told them the truth. Then I asked if they were offering fun times. They dropped the conversation. That is a good way to get out of that if you're a female. Well, the government already thinks badly of everybody. They all think that we're trash. But let's not get into the political side of things just yet. Ziploc bags are the one of the number one things that I carry. I carry extras too. I even save bags from large purchases. You get a piece of clothing that comes in a nice Ziploc bag. I'll save and wash that damn thing because they're expensive. The big gallon and a half, not gallon, but like the 3 gallon ones, they're really expensive. Have a good day, Tammy. I didn't even see Tammy pop in. Marine quality zip top. Yeah, damn right. Damn right. That UV protection and salt protection that's built into those. Oof. That's some good stuff, you guys. That is absolutely good stuff. But here in a few minutes, we're going to switch over because I actually put another cam on that side of the desk over here. I'm pointing towards the wall. I'm an idiot. This side over here. But, and I always, you know, granted, when I can afford it. Right now, I'm doing this and I can't even practice what I preach for you guys. That's the sad part, you know. Misty Rayborn says, people ask me why I carry band-aids in my bag. I'm like, dude, do you know how many times I've been shooting a show and I look over and I've been hit in the arm with something and it's bleeding? Yeah, you know what? There you go. You're on your way to work and you're listening. All right, all right, all right, all right. You have to put the phone in the cradle. All right, you do that. You do that. Safe travels. Yes, safe travel, Shenny. Going to work. And this is the only cigarette that I'm going to be smoking on stream today, guys. I've got to get rid of this habit. So I've got my vape next to me. I've got to do it. So I need your guys' encouragement. If you see after this one, if you see me pop up with another one, I want you guys to yell at me in chat. Treat me like a redheaded stepchild. And you see that pillow right there? No, that not those pillows. You can buy that, but the pillow, the apron's cool too. Buy those. I need money. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, Misty. It is. Things are tough for all of us, and like when we're talking about preparedness, let me dig this up here. Yeah, you'll yell at me through the door, and I won't be able to hear you. Let me dig this up here. Well, actually, I can just go to the Gifts and Go. I want to show you guys how you can't be prepared for something. In a sense, if you have money, you can. If you're smart, you can. If you can get house insurance, you can. If you're a moron like the captain here, you can't. Let's see. All right, y'all. So this is our Gifts and Go. You guys have seen the link in chat. But the Gibson Go is not what we want to show you. It's the easiest way for me to get this video. This is what happens in a major hailstorm. And this is only a small amount of the damage. And then we'll talk about how to prepare for this. Because, lessons learned. So that was just a small example of damage that can happen. And so, lessons learned. If you buy a home that you cannot get, well, I'll tell you how we smoke in a minute, and we smoke it on the cheap, but we still want to quit. But the lesson learned is if you buy a home that can't be insured for some reason or another, start a freaking savings account or something that you can toss money into for emergencies, for home repair. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I found out there are savings accounts out there, ladies and gentlemen, that are exactly like health savings account, but for home repair costs. And you can get them at either a lower tax rate or a tax-free rate. It's very interesting, and I'm still looking into it. But I was told by a banker buddy of mine about it, and I'm like, oh my god! And not every bank offers them. Only certain banks. Lurk mode. You do that. Thank you for just being around. I appreciate you. So I have about $18,500 in damage. That's just materials. I have about 30 to 40,000 with labor. Now, I can't afford the labor. I have friends that are going to help me, and that's part of being prepared. You have a good community. A good community of people that you can rely upon. All right, Queen Swope. All right, appreciate you. And I don't want to make the stream totally serious because there's got to be some fun in it, or else everybody's going to get bored. So, I mean, there's going to be some laughs in here. But, so you have to create a good community. That takes this right here. It means you have to be honest with yourself, honest with others, and create friendships that are bidirectional. And it's not just one person calling up and going, "Hey, can you help me?" And, can I borrow your trailer? Order ramen. What the? Oh, you're gonna order ramen? Just go put it in the microwave. Jesus. Everybody has this fancy ass ramen. If you're gonna eat ramen, you just order it. Just take the dollar package out, throw it in the microwave. All right, that's it. The only cigarette for stream. That's it. I'm done. So you're gonna order it? Oh my lord, Misty. I love you, but ordering ramen. I can't blame you. My oldest son does it too. I just don't get it. I don't enjoy fancy ramen. I never have because there's not enough. Anywho, so after here in a few minutes, guys, we're gonna actually open the floor up, open the panel up. It'll be open panel. Anybody wants to pop in and chat a little bit about this? Oh, the red dragon. Yeah, dude, that actually looked good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I got you. That's a big heaping pile of ramen. I like that. Yeah, that'll work. That's the problem with Chinese food, and it's just these big portions. They're not meant for big people. Maybe that's why I'm big. Shit. Anywho, so I'm going to show you guys a few things, and then after that, I'm going to post a link in chat. It'll be open panel time. Anybody wants to pop in, feel free to. And we can just BS a little bit about being prepared, what you believe you're prepared for, and what we can all get together and help with. Oh, they don't have the low carb noodles. You're doing it anyway. Yeah, I know you would. And by the way, everybody, if you haven't, noticed at the top of the chat in one of my first comments there's a link to my preparedness site, my preparedness YouTube channel. If you would do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for this channel, Captain Kern, as well as for DEF CON X preparedness, common sense preparedness, because I'm going to be simulcasting to both channels for this type of content, and it'll be archived on both. But we're going to be creating separate content for preparedness, static content, I should say, over there. And over here, we're going to keep it on the fun. But we're going to do this type of stream once a week, and it will be on Wednesdays. Preparedness Wednesday is what we're going to end up calling it. And like I said, it's not about being a wacko nut job. I'm going to be on television because I had 14,000 billion rounds of ammo blow up in my basement. That is not the purpose, of this. This is common sense stuff, people. I want to show you guys some common sense things that I've come across over the years. And we're going to go from there. So with that, we're going to actually switch cameras. Oh my, you guys like that new transition? Now we're going to go over here. And I got to get this up because I can't read chat over there from here. And of course, the speakers are probably going to be blaring on this damn thing because I forgot to check. That is, if it loads. There we go. Turn that off. Okay. All right. So, ladies and germs. Oh, come on. Oh, foot. Yeah, foot. Oh my God, foot. So, like I said, we have the ultimate backpack here, right? This is a 3-day pack, and I've had this thing, or one version of another, for 20 years now. I had an OD military green one, and then I just started buying black ones. And I've taken quite a bit of the crap out of this already. So in this one, we have pens. I'm not going to bother taking those out. I got a little Swiss Army knife over here, and I've got my all-together cool patch. If you guys can't read that. Let's take it off. And this is the coolest patch I've ever gotten. Operation Enduring Clusterfuck. So in here we have a flashlight still. And this is a really good flashlight. I've got a couple others, but that one's really good. This is a multi-charger. It has ends for everything, for your cell phones and shit. I don't know why I'm holding up to the camera. The camera's pointing down. I'm an idiot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we get into some meat and potatoes. And, I've been asked before, why do I carry this thing? Well, one, it's a two-way radio. Like, duh. It takes 3 AAA batteries. I carry spare sets. It also has a rechargeable that's dead. I don't even bother anymore. I just use the AAAs. It's got like 25, 30 mile range outside. So if I'm walking, especially if I'm within a 10-mile radius and there's nothing really, like big concrete buildings or anything like that, I can talk home if I want to. And that's part of my family's plan. And it also has weather radio on it, and you can contact 911 over this thing. So, oh, gee, what's going on, my dude? What's going on? Now, opening the rest of this thing up. Oh, yeah, I was preparing for a trip to my son's for a medical procedure. I never ever carry that in there. So let's see. Like I said, I took most of the crap out of this already. Let's see what else is in here. And this is my everyday carry bag, guys. Everyday carry. Ah, there we go. So, what do we got up in here? That should be in the med kit, but that's a big ass butterfly bandage. That should be in the med kit too. That's a pair of scissors. Another butterfly. Okay, interesting. Couple of bandanas. Survival knife. And this is not a real expensive one. It's not a real cheap one either. You know, it's got a nice tang on it. It's got a saw on the top and, you know, all that good crap. And it's got a really nice sharp blade. And then in the cap, just like good old Rambo, of course it gets stuck in there, so I can't show you guys. Ah, there we go. Come on, get out of here. So we've got some fishing weights, fishing hooks, sewing needles. I put these in because I'm smart. Some waterproof matches. Some fishing line that is the size, and this is actually the original little kit that came in here was actually really crappy, even though it's a decent this was a decent product, but this is 2-pound fishing line, so it's good enough to catch like little crappie and stuff like that. But the big use of it is if you do need stitches, right? Use the sewing needles for the stitches. So let's set that over there because I just found out I have to redo all that because, yeah, lovely. I haven't opened that up forever. And, of course, a little bitty compass. Not that I ever need it, but some people do. And then in the top of this thing, there is nothing. Now, in the back of this pack, the reason I love this pack is you can put a water bladder in it, which I don't have. Oh, trash. Lovely. I used to have a water bladder, but I don't have one anymore. Need to get one. But I also use the back to store other things, like the Ziploc bags that I usually carry. Yeah, fishing line's really good for stitches if you need it. Don't use the thick stuff, though, because that'll end up making larger wounds than necessary. And I actually had to go dig these out because I actually used the one that was in my bob. Not my bob, but my EDC, this little pack here. Chat. Go to Alibaba or any of the Chinese places. I hate advertising Chinese crap. But space blankets are space blankets. You can go buy a 20-pack for $10. They're one of the most useful things ever. Need to warm up your engine in the winter? Space blanket, Mylar. Guys, it reflects heat. You throw a space blanket down on the top of your engine, and it will warm up 3 times faster than it would without. I've done it. I've tried it. I know. This is always in my bag. You know, we were talking about tampons and stuff like that. These are simple sterile pads. 4x4 sterile pads. They are always in my bag. It's just standard gauze pads. dirt cheap. Go buy a pack of 15 or 20 of them at the dollar store for $2. Let me, okay, you guys just chat. I got to pop out chat here because I am not seeing everybody. There we go. Now let's make it a little bit larger so that the blind man can read it. Come on. What is going on? I can't get it to... There we go. Hey, there we are. I was like, it won't load, man. Petroleum jelly is good for constant flame and healing. You darn right. You know, a little jar of petroleum jelly is dirt cheap, and you can use those sterile pads, or you can use anything that's cotton. And great for fire starting. And sealing wounds, by the way. So, yeah, like I said, survival blankets, emergency Mylar blankets. They're awesome. And then we come to everybody, and I know there's some people that don't like weapons. Well, I don't consider this a weapon. This is a tool. I carry multiple knives in this bag. And this is just a Smith & Wesson flip blade. And it's got the seatbelt cutter on the end of it. It has actually been used to cut seatbelts before. And, you know, this knife I've had for quite some time. I think my daughter or my wife gave it to me. I don't remember. Somebody gave it to me. Yep. Yeah, that's one thing. Anytime you carry anything, you want to seal it and make sure that it is a screw type lid, not a pop down lid, because pop down lids come off. Plastic grocery, you know what? That is actually, they are. Except for since plastic grocery bags are damned expensive anymore, I don't use them for anything. But you are absolutely right. But this is my everyday carry knife, actually. This is what I, put in my pocket when I actually go outdoors. And I also carry your standard utility knife. And I've had people ask me in the past, why do you carry a utility knife? Because if the blade gets dull, I turn it around. And in one of my packs here, I have extra blades. This has a purpose. This is used for utility cutting. The other one is for knifey things. Well, I carry a knife too. I'm Crocodile Dundee. That's not a knife. That's a knife. I have one much bigger than that. So, yeah, and I don't know why these are out of the med kit. And we're going to do a whole different video on med kits. And I actually may get some input from some of our resident experts to see how well mine's put together. There you go, Cynthia. Defense, camp stuff, all that good stuff. And bandanas, guys. Bandanas are useful for a lot of things. Dressing a wound, sealing it, cutting off blood flow, creating a... oh, God. Brain just had a complete fart. Yeah. I just had a brain fart, guys. All right, chat. What is that thing that you use to cut off blood flow with? So you don't lose an arm or a leg. Holy crap, I don't remember. Moving on. Somebody will remind me of it because my brain is completely shot. And I carry these. I collect these. These big rubber bands. And it seems stupid, but I've actually had a chance to use these for other purposes. So it's just a general purpose thing. You don't have to have them. Tourniquet. Jesus. Thank you, wifey. Tourniquets are damned expensive, people. Good tourniquet kits are like 30, 35 bucks a piece, and a lot of people can't afford those. But in another video, I will actually go through and show you how to do a self-made tourniquet. All right, Queen Swoop, you do you. And of course, everybody's favorite things, gloves. There's always two pairs of gloves in my bag. We have neoprene nitrile gloves types for if I'm working with fluids. Yes, and bandanas can help with water filtering above charcoal cleansing. You're darn right. Yes. So, a good pair of gloves. I actually recommend either the mechanics gloves like these or a good solid pair of leather gloves. These actually are a little bit warmer than leather, just so you know. And these you can buy in a pack of like 15 or 20 over at the dollar store for 10 bucks. They're just good for like working with fluids. And I'm not talking like human fluids either. They're good for all fluids. And next thing up, right there. Battery pack. This one's dead right now because I forgot to charge it. This particular one holds 18650 batteries. And it can charge a standard cell phone twice. I hate this thing. I've had to replace the batteries in it twice now. But I'm too cheap to buy another, and I have plenty of 18650s just laying around from old laptops. Tactical gloves, yeah, mechanics gloves, tactical gloves, all that good stuff. No, don't ever carry latex. Latex is bad because there's a lot of people that for some damn reason are now allergic to it. And that only started happening in the last 25, 30 years. Latex before that, nobody really had a problem with, from what I've read. So, there's that. All right, moving on. If you wear corrective lenses, carry a spare pair of glasses. Either in your vehicle or in your kit, carry a spare pair of glasses, people. It makes absolutely no sense if you have bad vision to risk losing all of that vision by not having a spare pair of glasses. And there are places online where you can get a pair of glasses made for 35, 40 bucks. You may not like the way they look, but you'll be able to see. And of course, there we go. Yes, I know, dear. I know. But it didn't start becoming a major, major issue until about 30, like I said, 35, 40 years ago. Getting into other things. If you can find something like this is the coolest thing ever. This is a water, a water bag. I got this from the local sheriff during a collapsible water bag during the local fair. God, this has been, what was this, about 10 years ago? Big magnifying glass for fire starting. Yeah, I never really trusted that. Never really trusted that. I can start fires 100 different ways, but magnifying glasses is not the one that I trust the most. But yeah, they usually just give this crap away. So take it, throw it in a bag. Find ways to do this stuff cheap, people. Don't go out and spend money. If you don't have to, don't do it. That's part of being prepared, is being very conservative with your money. So, and then I think it was Spirit, I think it was earlier, said cordage. And she's absolutely right. Cordage. Cordage, cordage. I carry cordage everywhere. And like Shenny, I kind of get weird looks when people want to know what it's for. Benadryl. Well, that goes in that will go in the medical kit, and I'm going to do an entire series just on that. But you're absolutely right. And you know, get out of here. Good old fashioned cup. It's a 10 cup. That's wow. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is flipping out. I don't remember what the hell it's called. It's the same thing to do with bathtubs, whatever it is. But it's a good cup. They're cheap. You can get 2 for $3. You go to. I got a lot of stuff from like thrift stores. Go shop at thrift stores. People throw out good crap that has lots of excellent meaning. And then you've got these that I bought for camping, and I've never taken them out of my bag. These are measuring cups, and they work just fine for actually drinking out of, too. Porcelain. Thank you, Cynthia. And when I store stuff, I nest it as much as possible, or ceramic covered. I think this is ceramic, not porcelain. So whenever I pack things, and we'll go through and repack this bag, and I'll show you just how well everything fits in here, because there's a lot of crap here, right? But so then we have a spare set of socks and an ace bandage. Goes inside the cup. This is just a get home bag, or EDC, guys. And I don't literally carry it on my back every single place I go. I will put it in the vehicle. Or if I'm going, when I was working, I would put it at my office. I wouldn't carry it around with me everywhere. Because, honestly, that's a little ridiculous. Now, if I was, say, going to a mall or an amusement park and I was walking around for 40 hours, probably I would carry it with me. But I'd have to take certain things out of it because of their security purposes. They don't like pew-pews and knives. So, but nested packing. If you guys haven't been and seen military people pack shit, it's amazing. And here comes, now we're going to come up with some non-standard things. Things that are proprietary, not proprietary, but, things that I think I need to have. Lightable road flare. Cotton matches. More cordage. Oh, that's odd. Even more cordage. Oh, yeah. Fire starter. And that road flare came out of a very, very old whatchamacallit? Roadside kit, actually. And I carry everything, and I try not to go buy any bags, chat. I use what I find. I think this came out of a garage sale or something. Nice little bag. And we're coming up on the end of things. I better take that out of there. Somebody's going to think something weird. I carry tissues because they're necessary. Life sucks without tissues. There's a comb. Spare inhaler in case I need it. A spare ace bandage, an old one. And one of my favorite little gadgets that I've ever bought. I bought a couple of these and we lost all of them but this one. But this is, come on, a utensil set. I've got a knife on it, spoon, can opener, bottle opener, and fork, and corkscrew. This is one of the neatest little things ever. And whenever we've gone camping or anything of that sort, I use it a lot because they are so easy to carry around. Well, apparently I haven't been looking at the right chat, guys, because the chat over here stopped on this computer here stopped working. I apologize. Oh, gee, you've got two of these. I love these things. I absolutely love them. And little laser, little red laser for spotting. There's some downsides. There's some upsides and downsides. And this one I'm actually going to leave out because I've got to fix it. There's something wrong with the zipper. Good packs though. Of course, like I said, giant Ziploc bags. I've got a couple of these, and I carry one in each bag, and then I carry smaller Ziploc bags. Of course, this can't be sterile, but it's good for water transportation or carrying meat or whatever. I normally have these in my bug out bags or hunting bag, as I call it, because it's the same damn bag. And nobody's ever understood why I carry that. Anybody in chat want to tell me why I carry a safety green vest? Safety green vest. Bear spray is another one good one to have. I've never bought any because I don't live around bears. Well, that's obvious, so you can be seen if you want to be seen. If you are in a situation that, like, you have rolled down a side of a hill or a mountain, and you don't get your ass run over if you're helping people on the side of the road, all those types of situations, if you need to be rescued or if you are rescuing, that's it. Carry, they're cheap. You buy them on freaking Amazon or eBay for $4, and they will save your ass. The one thing I carry also is my belt. This is probably one of the coolest belts I've ever owned. It's very cheap looking, but it's simply a nylon belt with a quick latch on it. You can adjust it right here. Reflective gloves. Now, I hadn't actually thought about that. That's a good idea, especially at night. But this is if you are in a situation where you are on foot, a lot of the crap that's in that bag you need to have on you, such as your knife, such as the radio, such as, the mini bag that I showed you guys, where the heck it went. Oh, it's right here. The mini bag. Strap it all on. It'll make your backpack a lot lighter, and you will actually have stuff out. Orange is better because orange is green to most animals. I don't care what animals think. I am looking for what people think. I'm looking for, I need to be seen by EMS because I'm helping somebody with an accident, or I got into an accident, or I got stranded in the wintertime. You know, the animals are, that's not my issue, honestly. But you are correct. You are absolutely correct. So, just some, like I said, that's an everyday carry bag. If you guys really don't want to see my bug out bag, my hunting bag. Oh dear God, that's one of the reasons I need to lose weight and be able to walk again because I want to go hunting. But in order to carry that bag, I used to carry that bag, Jen. I used to carry it long ways. The ultimate goal with a get home with any sort of bag is to keep it as light as possible. So you don't want to carry anything more than one single bottle of water or one bladder of water. Why? Because it's heavy. Water is stupidly heavy. So most people say keep it under 7 to 10 pounds. And they would be absolutely correct for most children and women of normal size. I'm not talking about strength level. I'm talking about normal size. And see, that's the reason I like the green because it goes with both. It's very stylish. But there's the gist of it. So what we're going to do now, everybody, we are going to. I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to pen this. And let me go over to the chat and replace pinned message. The link to join the stream. So let's have some commentary on this. Let's talk about it and see if we can't correct some misconceptions. And maybe I've done some stuff wrong that you guys think I've done, and maybe I haven't. Maybe let's collaborate. Right? Let's collaborate. But before we do that, go ahead and jump on in, people. I will bring you in as you come in if you want to come in. I'm going to take a quick bio break. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Life's a winding road, can't always see, but I keep my faith guiding me. Storm clouds gather, but I won't flee. Prepared, not scared, I'll always be. I'm ready for the highs and lows, wherever the wild wind blows. Face each day with a heart so free. Prepared, not scared, that's the key. Mountains tall, valleys low. Through it all, I'll surely grow. With every turn, there's more to see. Prepared, not scared, that's the key. Mountains tall and valleys low. Through it all, I'll surely grow. face it all day by day. With courage strong, I'll always be prepared, not scared. That's the key. Life's a journey, come what may. I'll face it all day by day. With courage strong, I'll always be prepared, not scared, eternally.
All right. What do you guys think of that song, by the way? I came up with that this morning as I was getting ready for stream while I was watching Baker, actually. I'm like, you know what? I need a song for this. I need a song. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's write some lyrics. And it didn't actually take me that long. They just kind of flowed out, and which is really strange because I can't think and I can't say what I'm thinking, but I can write it down. You guys ever have that problem? I have that problem all the time. But I want to thank everybody for sticking around with me. And like I said, the panel is open. So the guest invite link is pinned to the top of chat. Let's see what you guys think of my stuff. And, you know, and then let's collaborate. I am on the cheap preparedness side of things. And we have a whole series of stuff we're going to go through, just to let you guys know, including the books that I showed everybody on the yesterday's stream. We're going to go through those, some of them by the chapter, and we'll talk about, you know, those things, because preparedness isn't just about emergencies. Preparedness is just being ready for everyday life. And sadly, today's youth has no freaking clue. Most of them don't even know how to change a tire. Half of them can't even lace their own damn shoes. And that's part of being prepared. You got to be prepared. You're going to walk, lace your damn shoes. You know how many of these kids I see running around, even locally in my neighborhood, that just their laces just hanging out? Is that a trend? Is that a fad? If it is, it's freaking stupid. It is absolutely stupid, chat. But bringing some common sense back into a lot of this stuff, that's my goal. Is there's people that take everything too far. Like there's people that take politics too far. Yes, pull up your damn pants, for God's sakes. Misty, you typed that twice. Well, it was worth typing twice. But so yeah, we have, you know, all sorts of everyday things that we need to have a little bit of preparedness for, and that's just up here. It has nothing to do with things. Things help. Things are tools. Preparedness starts up here, and the number one is, like Spirit said earlier in the chat, is an open mind. You have to have an open mind to find solutions. It's called MacGyverism in my world. You know, if I don't have a tool, I make one. Ask my wifey in chat how many tools I have made because I'm too cheap to go buy one. Yeah, no shit. If if I need to fix something, immediately and I can't afford to, fix it, I come up with alternative solutions. Like all the windows are covered up not by OSB because I couldn't afford it and nobody had any at the time. They're covered up by old paneling from this room when I took out the closet. Finding solutions to problems. That is what it's all about. And, everybody needs to just sit back and think about what everyday problems they have or they've had, on a fairly consistent basis and come up with ways to solve them. And I'm going to tell you right now, even though I carry whenever I go out. And these are unloaded. I want to make that perfectly fucking clear. Well, that one isn't. Now it is. These, chat, these are tools. These are to defend yourself and for survival purposes. It's the same thing with this. Or with the two rifles up on the wall. Those are just tools. All of these things are just tools if they are used in the manner in which they were designed. Right? Because I could easily go into that toolbox and take a hammer out and do as much damage. I'd have to run around a whole lot more. If I had evil intentive purposes. Nope, nobody's in the back room. I invited everybody, includes you, Cynthia. Geez. But so yeah, you know, we have to start treating things as what they are intended. A pew pew is simply a tool. Its purpose is to defend and help with survival. And I'll tell you what, with both of those pistols that I have right there that are out there, I could shoot a deer with both of them and be pretty damn accurate. I'm much better with the rifle, the big rifle. The other one's a 22. It's meant for killing small things. And yes, it's meant for killing. Because its purpose is a survival tool. And we have two people sitting in here. Oh, we have just me and Cynthia. Okay, let me bring that up here. Boo ha ha.
Hey, hey. Was waiting to see if anybody else would chime in.
No, not yet. And they're welcome to. I mean, we can have up to 10 people on this thing, so ain't no thing but a chicken wing. So what do you
My
think about
headset just,
my Oh, go ahead.
yeah, my headset just disconnected, so give me a moment, please.
Sure, sure. No problem. But yeah, they're all tools, chat. Everything's just a tool. Depends on how you use it and what your intent is. And that's the thing is when we're talking about survival and we're talking about everyday carry and just being prepared for things. Do you guys know why I carry a weapon when I go out? Either a pocket knife or my pew pew or both. It's just so I can make sure that I can protect those that I love and those that are around me. That's it. Misty says, let's see, what's Misty say here? You always carry an extra couple of granola bars in your bag in case you're sure. Yeah, exactly. There's always things that you have to be prepared for. You know, we all have different health conditions that, we kind of don't think about sometimes. It's like, okay, I'm going to go out. Oh, wait. What happens if my sugar drops and I'm not near a store? Well, you're kind of screwed at that point. I am in all platforms other than I forgot to do Rumble. Oh, the platform I'm streaming from. No, it's Restream, so you should be fine on mobile.
Well, no headset, so I guess I'm still up.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. It's all good. But, so what did you think about um, uh, my everyday carry stuff?
You're probably more prepared than most people. There were some things that even got past my checklist.
Um, it's your everyday carry is situational.
Yes,
It
depends
depends
on
on
where
where.
you live and your circumstances.
yeah, what you're doing. I try to have a few extra things. It's like the fire starter. Everybody goes, well, why don't you just use a road flare? What if my car blows up and I don't have a road flare?
Or if you're someplace that if you use a road flare, it could start a fire. So
Yeah,
I go with reflectives and things that light up and flash.
yeah. The little lightable road flare that I have has multiple purposes. One, I can cook on the damn thing. Uh, and it can also help start other fire. It can, um, do signaling. It has multiple purposes. I like the ones that burn because one, they burn a long time, and you know they have multiple different purposes. Regular road flares are dangerous as shit. People don't realize that. A good gust of wind catches that thing, and it's going to go off into the woods and start a big ass fire. You should know this, right? You know this.
Well, the other thing too about road flares is you need, especially if you're storing them in the car, they
Hmm.
do degrade, and periodically you need
Hmm.
to check the expiration and bring it back 3 months because it's been stored in the car and
Yep.
change them out. Do not ever light up a flare that's within 3 months of an expiration date.
No, you know what you do with those? You take them and you put them in a nice big box, and then you surround them by tannerite, and then go about 300 yards back,
Oh, I've got a golf course I could do that on. I'm sure the HOA would not appreciate it though.
and they just go boom in bright colors. So, and there's other more serious things about everyday carry and get home bags that I haven't gone into. You know that people don't really think about because we live in America, which should be literally, according to the liberals, is the most dangerous place on earth. Sadly, I've never had to experience that because there are certain things of my of my preparedness I would really like to utilize. Training is one of them. But the whole idea about preparedness is it's all a mental thing, and it's not being prepared for the ultimate disaster, hurricanes, tornadoes. It's not just about that. It's being prepared for, oh, gee, the sole of my shoe came off today. What do I do? You go get the knowledge and go get a damn thing of super glue.
Silicone.
Yeah, I've tried silicone before. It takes too long to cure.
I found the problem with super glue is because it gets crusty and cracks. Now I
Oh,
could be not doing it
I
right.
there's a no, there's a oh, what is it? 7170, 7177. I can't remember which model it is. You can buy super glue by the model number, and it's the uh how thick it is and how rubbery it is, and so forth like that. There's a rubberized super glue. Um, I can't remember which number it is. I'll actually have to come up with all these and put them in a spreadsheet and give it, throw it in chat or something. But it's a rubberized one, and it cures in 2 minutes.
I did
So
not know that. Thank you. I learned something.
yeah, I'll find out what it is, and I'll actually start a thread on it, either on the locals page or somewhere in the Discord, probably in the Discord. Excuse me. But
Um, when do you
yeah,
think you might be doing something on meds? Because there's some major ins and outs of carrying meds with you to keep you
so
legal.
so anytime you carry medications, one, everybody knows that it has to have the original bottle and label on it, which makes it
Mm-mm,
cumbersome.
mm-mm.
Uh, well, okay, if it's controlled substances, yeah, they do. Not all meds, but controlled substances, yes.
Is it okay if I chime in on that?
Yeah, go ahead. That's what you're here for.
Okay. First of all, you need to find out what your state requirements are from the pharmacy board. Here in California, okay, a lot of people carry around medication in Ziplocs or day packs.
Hmm.
You need to have something that shows one, that is your prescription. And on that prescription label or the bottle is the description of what you're carrying.
Hmm.
So I went to the pharmacy board and I went to my fellow law enforcement and said, look, this is what I'm doing. I get an extra label from my pharmacist, and depending on what state you're in, that is not illegal. And I put it on a three by
Yeah.
five card, and I cut the edges, and I keep it in my wallet. This way, because I'm not about to carry all my meds with me, this way
Hmm.
I have something proving what it is. And it's not up to law enforcement to prove, they don't have to prove our medication. We have to prove to them what we're carrying. Unfortunately, you can't get an over the counter label
Hmm.
for over the counter medications.
Yeah.
There's ways around that too, which we'll cover in a med stream. But
Yeah.
once a prescription leaves a pharmacy, and that includes a label, which is not illegal, depending on your state, what you do with that medication and label, if you're using it for legal purposes, you're legal. If you're
Hmm.
using it for illegal purposes, that's on you only, and you will get tapped for it.
So the I know here in Colorado, there's been a number of people. Our local state patrol is real sticklers about this because they find ways. They're sly. You know, can I search your vehicle real quick? And oh sure, no problem, dumbasses. Don't ever let cops search your vehicles. But they have. I know friends of mine have actually been pulled over and had their medications confiscated and written up on drug charges because the officer, one, didn't have a portable test kit with him, and two, they weren't labeled. And I've actually had officers here in Colorado tell me that medications have to be transported in the original bottle from the pharmacist. So it might be a state by state thing. I'm not sure.
I've even taken an extra label and put it on a really small bottle so that I'm not carrying again all my stuff
Hmm.
with me.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
if you're traveling, you got to check your TSA uh, how they're doing things these days because the
yeah.
restrictions are clamping down.
Oh, the TSA makes their own damn rules up by the hour, so
Yeah, I check
yeah,
daily.
it's ridiculous. Dom's asking about the glue. He says E6000 is a good adhesive, but again, where are you going to buy it if shit hits the fan? Well, that's the thing is you carry a little bit. You buy some beforehand, you store it properly, and it will last a long, long time. I've got adhesives that I bought in 1997 or something like that running around here that are still good. As long as you store things correctly,
How would you store
everything should be
super
fine.
glue or the adhesives? Is it refrigerator or, I mean, I have no
Super
clue.
glue. I just I carry a couple of them that are unopened. Once they're the really small quantity ones for regular super glue. Once they're opened, I throw them away.
I'll tell you, with the 99-cent stores closing the way they did, we're now depending on Dollar Tree, which is expensive,
It
and
is. We're doing the same thing here.
Dollar Store. They're actually raising, they've got sections now where they're taking products that are a little more expensive and putting them in their own section. And my understanding is their $1.25 is going to be going up here very shortly.
Yeah, they just raised it to a dollar and a quarter at the beginning of the year. Now they're talking about going to like a buck 40 or something like that. I'm like, you greedy bastards. They buy this stuff in such bulk quantities. They make money on it. because they buy
They
it
make
they buy it cheaper than Walmart buys it,
they make a
which is
lot of money
hilarious.
on it.
The problem that they've got is, and I hate to say this because I'm going to piss a bunch of people off. It's the enhanced minimum wage because the corporation as a whole combined will make money. The local stores, depending on their location, might many of them lose money. That's the whole reason that McDonald's shut down, not shut down, but fired 10,000 people last week. Is they were in, and I hate to say it this way because I was talking about this yesterday. They were in liberal areas with a very very high minimum wage. Just saying, there's a correlation there. And it's not the corporation as a whole that loses money. It's the individual area and those individual stores. Same thing with Walmart, where they were closing stores, due to loss. Walmart, Walgreens, and there's another one over in Illinois. Chicago and all those areas. They shut down a bunch of those damn WalMarts and Walgreens stores because of loss prevention.
Yep. And now we've got all these new laws in some states that you can't chase them out the door. You can't stop them. So
You know
yeah,
what?
it's
That's all right. I
ridiculous.
don't. I told a buddy of mine who works at um, uh, a what the hell is it? I can't remember. It's some sort of convenience store down in Indiana, and he said that his store has that policy. You can't chase shoplifters out. And I said, well, that's all right. It's perfectly legal to shoot them there. And he goes, yeah, I didn't think about that. Then he found out the company has a policy against carrying on business hours. And I'm like, you need to contest that. They can't actually make that one work. They can't make that stick because that's against the law. So,
It's getting ridiculous out there. I used to work security for J.C. Penney's, and some of the stuff I've seen that people do to get things out of a store.
just to let you know, you just gave away your age or your age range. I think there are three J.C. Penney's left in the entire planet.
No, they still exist.
But no, I want to keep doing streams like this about, just basic preparedness and how to make things cheap. You know, how to because here's the question I have for everybody in chat. Here's the question. Do you have enough food in your house today for you and if you have a family for your family and for your pets for 1 week?
Yes,
Well,
for
you're a
me.
smart one. Misty says yes.
And I have enough toilet paper for the next 3 years.
I so 2020, how I miss you. The great toilet paper shortage. But oh boy, Misty ate too much ramen. And now you need a nap. There you go. All three there are San Diego County. Jenny.
Hey, Shitty, don't forget about Thousand Oaks. They have one too.
Oh Lord. But the average there was a study done a couple of years back before COVID happened, and they questioned, do you have enough for 3 days for a basic emergency? You lose power, your vehicle breaks down, stuff like that. You know, nothing serious. Just and 90% of the United States that they had surveyed, which was I think somewhere around 18,000, 19,000 people, said no. They carry just a day or two of groceries in their home. And this was when groceries were cheap. And I'm like, are you serious? And I started on my Facebook book group back in the day, which this is where DEF CON X preparedness started, was on Facebook. I started telling people how to make food prep kits and store them in 5-gallon buckets for emergencies. Because Lord knows, nobody wants to go buy that damn freeze dried crap. It tastes horrible and it's bad for you. You know, I love the name, My Patriot Supply. The problem with My Patriot Supply is, well, one, you have to have a lot of water, and then you also have to have a lot of vitamins. And top it all off, they're just like MREs. You're going to need a lot of suppositories because that shit will plug you up faster than hell.
Well, there's a whole subject I could get started on, but I'll hold back.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll do the food stream later. MREs and emergency foods, they're great for short term, but my God, you seriously need some help if you eat them. If you eat a lot of them.
You're
Shanny
better
goes,
off
well,
eating oatmeal.
yeah. Shanny goes, well, without power, I have 3 generators. I have one.
One
I have
here.
one. I have a 5,000 watt that has a 240 split on it, and I actually need to go outside and service that thing because I haven't actually run it in a couple of years. Missy says, dude, man, I got to buy my groceries at least a couple of weeks. I'm trying to, not trying to go to the store 3 times a week. Exactly. See, the thing with generators that bother me is every time the power goes out here in town, I'll light up my generator and my house has lights. I have TV, I have internet and all that good crap. And then all my neighbors see it. I'm like, and not only see it, but they hear it. Because I don't have a quiet generator. I have one that you put on job sites. The thing is louder than a Harley Davidson. I need to find a way to quiet that thing. There's when you're talking about like um, natural disaster types scenario, stuff that's realistic. Um, you know, I saw what happened during the hurricanes, Irma, Irene, Harvey. All of those back then, and I was working with the Cajun Navy then to do uh, remote dispatch. Nobody down there had emergency preps. Nobody. When they rescued people off roofs, there was no. They were in shorts, t-shirts, and flip-flops most of the time. They didn't have anything with them, and I'm like, what happened? These people, they live down there. They understand this lifestyle. What happened? They know that things can happen like that. See, I'm not a prepper either. I'm a homesteader. I like being self-sufficient. See, the problem is the word prepper has had a bad connotation ever since, well, forever. But National Geographic or the History Channel, one of the two, whichever it was, they made it even worse with that prepper show. It was entertaining as hell, but it was also completely incorrect and full of nut jobs.
Yep.
I'm actually friends with somebody that builds bunkers, underground bunkers to put it on your property. And there are only 3 of them in the United States. I am actually personal friends with one of the largest ones. And he doesn't do it for shit hits the fan. Do you know why he started building these things? It was a real simple purpose. Storm shelters. Because people don't realize you can't just dig your house up and put a basement in. I'm a
There was
nut job too,
somebody.
Jenny.
There was somebody that, with all these storms we just had, the tornadoes. There was someone who had just put a uh, a hole in their garage, cemented it in, and had a cover over it for just in case,
Mm-hmm.
so that that person and maybe 4 other people could get in there with them. And sure enough, it happened and it saved their lives.
Yeah. I know of people around here in town and out of town that have basic storm shelters, the storm pods, the little pod looking things that are underground. And a lot of them put the entrances in their basements or crawl spaces or their garages, or they're not really seen. And there's secure rooms that you can get that are above ground. You just have to have a really really thick concrete pad. Um, and one of my buddy who designs these bunkers. They're not storm shelters. In all honesty, they are bunkers because he designs them to U.S. military nuclear specs, and they're expensive. The cheapest one he has is $65,000 to $70,000. Yeah, he advertises them as doomsday survival shelters because that's what attracts people that have a lot of money and are very strange. But the biggest thing he does is he sells these things. They add value to people's property, especially if you're building a brand new home. You add, a 40-foot by 30-foot, steel reinforced shelter underneath that house below the basement. And well, one, you've got extra living space if you want it. You got storage space, and you got the ultimate man cave. That's a $250,000 setup, by the way, just for the 30 by 40. It's another house underneath a house. Darn things are like 2,200 square feet. So, I mean, yeah, there's people out there that will take advantage of the marketing programming that everybody has been built into, you know, to give it a specific name, stereotype it. You know, if I could afford one, I'd put one on my house just so I wouldn't have to worry about my wife and kids if I'm not here during a storm. Because if we're all together and it blows us all away, I just don't give a shit. I just don't want to be away from them when it happens. Anywho,
I'm sitting here reading the chat.
I'm trying to catch up on that as well. I've been talking so much that I forgot to read. Shenny says, I'm not a prepper. I'm a canner. You know what? I'm a canner too. I like canning. We have, it was, what was it, 2016? I actually have some pictures. Let's go through some pictures, guys. All right. So let me share here, add source, and share screen. And let's open this up. And I actually started moving some stuff around. I haven't even come to all of it yet. So let's go entire screen. There we go. Share. And I don't know if I get any videos in there, but we'll share the audio too. Why not? So now, why do you prepare? Well, you prepare for crap like this. Ouch. I didn't bring sunscreen when we went camping once. That hurt. You prepare for an M. Night Shyamalan movie. That's outside my house. Not today, but that was actually just a few days ago. Oh, no, this will be a couple years ago because the blue paint's still on that house.
How often do you get weather like that?
Um, Often. We get fog like that at least a couple times a month. Let's see. What is this one? Okay, so there's the nitty gritty of what I was going to actually talk about. Homestead gardening in town. So this was a number of years ago, before my health went straight to hell, and my wife's health went straight to hell. White vinegar on sunburns and cotton boll. I did not know that. That's good to know, Shenny. But so for years we've used our entire front yard and part of our backyard for garden, and that's some of the pictures that I haven't got out yet. But that was like one day's haul right there, you know. And we can when we were growing all of our own fruits and our own vegetables, we put in one season we put up 400 quarts of food. 400 quarts. My mudroom was emptied out of everything but ball jars, completely full of food. And that was probably one of the best things I ever did because we ate food off of that for a couple of years. And I'd like to do it again and again and again. I mean, occasionally we'll can the, oh, let's do some pickles, let's do some salsa. But I'm actually going to be bringing out the big guns and showing people. I'm going to be getting the, my tablet and everything set up with a camera and all that good crap to go out to the kitchen in one of these streams coming up fairly shortly to show people let's can some meat. And then I'm going to show you all how to use your Instapot on how to can. It is so much better than your actual pressure cooker.
I'm looking
I'm
forward
looking
to
forward
that
to that
because
because
I've got
I've
one
got
I've
one I've
not even
not even
used
used
yet.
yet.
I think I'm
I
kind of
think I'm kind of
afraid of it.
afraid of it.
Pressure canners aren't anything to be afraid of as long as you make sure the seals are clean and they are locked down. So this was a good harvest on that one. And there's others. And, I've talked about my aquaponics greenhouse. When I converted over from wood, because that was a real mistake, these totes right here that I got for free, these square ones, made up the 4 beds. Is there an echo? Major echo. Hold on.
Now, I noticed when I was speaking, there was a little bit of an echo.
Okay, there shouldn't be an echo now. I think I know what caused it.
Testing, testing.
There. I shared the desktop audio as well, so that probably caused the echo. Is there still an echo? Now it's gone? Oh, thank God. Anyway, so yeah, we picked these up, and I still have a couple of them in the backyard, and I'm thinking about filling them back full of rocks, and I still have a water pump, and, you know, once I get a few other things out of the way, starting up my aquaponics stuff, and just doing it regular outside, not inside the greenhouse. Because I miss it. It was fun to watch. What do we got here? Here's a. Oh, I was going to use this when I was talking earlier. You're driving down the road. Some drunk asshole causes this pile up in front of you. What do you have in your vehicle to be prepared? Because you ain't moving. Guaranteed you ain't going to move. And in northeast Colorado, this type of crap happens in the wintertime pretty frequently. Yeah, we need plastic on the greenhouse. So, but that's going to be the last thing we do when we get, when we finally start getting some money to actually get this house fixed. It's amazing the small things, just fixing this, that, and the other outside. Oh, I needed to fix this electrical outlet. Oh, I need to fix this. The 1,200 that we have raised is gone, just with the little stuff. And I'm still compiling receipts and pictures for everybody so I can show everybody what we've done and what we paid for it. I didn't imagine, a lot of this stuff would be this damned expensive these days. It's absolutely just, it's horrifying. Yeah, I know it's a result of a flash flood, Dom. It's supposed to be a meme, but a reality meme. I can show you winter pictures, but this is the one I had. I didn't have to go looking for it. You know? And here's the ultimate purpose of why you are prepared for anything. That's it right there. Family. Including the goofy, tall little sumbitch, in the middle. That's my oldest son
I
that doesn't
like
know
the
how to
best
wear
where
an
it's got a
orange.
lot of pockets to carry stuff in.
Yeah. Let's address how to get out of a flash flood situation. Don't get put in one to begin with. That's called, that is called situational awareness, my friend. Don't be in a low lying area. Listen to your local news reports. Shenny, that's what my bra is for. That's hilarious. But no, let's see. Let's look at some storm damage. Not from this year. This was from 2008. Oops, there goes a front yard. This was a microburst that hit right over town. Oh, that was a nice growing garden, by the way. It was decimated. Oh, look at those poor tomato plants. This is why you put food up. Yeah.
Erosion.
Oh, erosion. Yeah. That's underneath my house. And that hole goes down a long ways, by the way. It did. I filled it full of cement. I have no idea what caused it, but it went down a long ways.
Was it undermining?
Yeah. Well, I don't have no idea because I didn't have like a bore camera or anything like that. But I stuck a pole down in that thing, and the pole was 10 feet long, and it was 10 foot in the ground. So I'm pretty sure that there's uh, an empty zone underneath my property from because of this damn storm. But yeah, see, this was just directly before the storm, nice and growing, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. This is the year before we bought this house. We'd actually lived here for a couple of years, and then the storm hit. You got to go to the hardware store. Awesome, you do that, and there's a road right there. You can't see it because there was 12 inches of water and hail flowing through it. That's the back of my shop, the place I used to work. My old pickup. I miss that pickup. But it flooded inside the building. That's about 8 inches of water in the back there in the low area. Yeah, there you go. That's a good picture. Where's the sidewalk?
Do you own a sub pump?
Nope.
I'm putting that on my list.
Nope. I don't have a sump pump. But I know how to make a siphon pump, and I also know how to make a trash pump. But these are reasons to prepare. And just stalling just a moment. I want to show you guys from day one when I got my greenhouse. That's where the greenhouse started, right there. Big old pile of steel. And then you make your children put it together because, what are children for? It's a 10 by 20 greenhouse and it's still up, it's still standing, just has no plastic on it. That originally green plastic, that lasted half of a season. It was horrible shit.
You're going to use plastic. You need to really get a thick mill.
Oh yeah, yeah. I have the plastic that the storm destroyed. If the storm hadn't destroyed it, that was greenhouse plastic. It was 10 mil greenhouse plastic, and it was only rated for 7 years and had been there for 9, and it was still in good shape. But It got beat to death. It looked like 50 cal machine guns just leveled that thing. It was horrible looking. But this was my first mistake in aquaponics. Don't build your beds out of wood. It was an expensive thing too, but it worked for 1 year. My death trap of an electrical panel. Don't really look at that. And then my kids playing in the rock pile and all that good stuff. And my oldest son digging out a 6 foot deep, 6 foot long, 4 foot wide hole for the fish. And chickens. We got chickens. Guys, if you're going to do any sort of stuff, find out your local regulations and ignore them. You need chickens.
I'm
Tell your
sorry, I
local
couldn't
city
mute my
council.
mic. I'm laughing.
Please tell your local city council to go fuck themselves because chickens are necessary for life. All right? Find out your local regulations, ignore them, and tell your local city council to go fuck themselves. And then we start filling this and blah, 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 blah. Hey, look, those are called bell siphons in the center. It self-siphons itself out. Right there, bell siphon. So there's no power needed to siphon the bed down because the way aquaponic works is it fills the levels up and the plants, get flooded with nutrients for a while and then it goes down and dries out. And then it just does this job constantly, every day, all day long. About every 25, 30 minutes, depends on how long it takes for you to actually fill the beds. Exactly. I don't have them in here. They're called Liberty Gardens. Did you guys know that? The United States government used to require Liberty Gardens and chickens during WW2 and during the Depression to help take away the pain of starvation and the rush on food. Why are we not doing this today? And they used to give you incentives to do that. They would give you free bread and shit in some places. Yeah, now cities take away your rights. Why do people choose to live in cities? Because they're idiots. I hate cities. If I don't have at least 50 feet between me and my next door neighbor, I will probably go mad. I technically need 5 miles, but what can you do? I'm broke.
Big business lobbies over regulations that we have, either city, federal, local, whatever. And
yeah.
they do it because they want us to be dependent on them.
Yeah.
For everything.
Well, and like Dom said in the chat there, it's about the easy button.
That too.
But get this, I have a friend of mine who lives in New York City who's a homesteader. And he lives in a 15-story apartment building. And I'll tell you how he does it. He's got a balcony, and he has the largest container garden and rooftop garden in New York City. He got special permission to do a rooftop garden in his building, and he has tomato containers. His tomatoes during the summer, the late summer and fall, there are pictures of them that have been used in garden magazines. They fall 3 stories. The stems grow down 3 stories long. So his neighbors come out and pick tomatoes off of his stems. It's a really cool thing. But the only thing he hasn't gotten approval for is the chickens. But oddly enough, chickens are legal in New York City. Chickens are legal in Boulder, Colorado, the most liberal city in the state of Colorado. Chickens are liberal everywhere except in Farmville, USA, where we live. All of Northeast Colorado, there's not one town where chickens are legal. Explain that. That's the dumbest thing. We just ignore them because you know what? if I want chickens to feed my family because the price of eggs are $3+ for a dozen, I'm going to get chickens. They're better eggs too because they're not bleached. Anybody thinks that any of those eggs inside of a grocery store are wholesome and free range, you're fucking out of your gourds. You guys, and does anybody think that they actually have people running around an entire giant ass field picking up freaking eggs? Hell no. They don't even have equipment that does that. No, they're all still factory farm chickens. They call them free range because they're not in pens. They're in a giant building with artificial light. Yes, most cities have enacted livestock ordinances, which is stupid. I can understand because I really don't want a herd of 50 head of cattle in my neighbor's backyard. That just seems ridiculous. But having some chickens and some some stock meat stock rabbits, as long as you don't go overboard, I don't see anything wrong with it. As a matter of fact, most of the people in my town don't really care about the chicken ordinance because we don't have any roosters, mind you, because I don't like roosters because they're loud. And but I in the morning, if you step outside my house, you guys can actually hear at a minimum 6 different roosters within probably 8 blocks. And I know of at least 20, 30 families within, oh hell, probably 12, 13 block radius that have chickens already. Well, Dom, you're right. Chickens will typically lay their eggs in the same place over and over. They don't drop their eggs over the pasture. But in some cases, if they are totally free range and they don't pull them in at night, they do. And that's what a lot of these chicken places are trying to advertise is that these chickens are not housed. They are free, free. There's no such thing as a free chicken. Chickens are fucking expensive, but they're cheaper than buying eggs. Yeah, we have a hen house. We have a chicken coop, but we don't allow our chickens to go out and run around the backyard. They have a penned in area. They are still free range because they can go wherever the heck they want in that penned in area, but it's outdoors. It ain't inside. So no, I mean I get it. The everybody has different experiences, and that's one of the things that I love about YouTube is that we can talk about this stuff and we can we can agree, we can disagree, and we can have you know discrepancies between what we talk about. And it's great because it causes discussion. It causes people to talk, chat. Whether you're typing back to me or you come on the live and talk to me, it doesn't matter. I like the fact that we can discuss things back and forth. And I'm not right on anything. I'm dumber than shit. I just have a lot of experience being dumb as shit. So, and there's always another way to do things. There's always a better way to do things. Your mute just locked down. I think I'm done. What? Your mute just locked down. That's got to be on your device. Oh, you're not even on now. I didn't do it. I didn't even have that window open to do it. That's the one thing I do like about the Restreams product is you actually have to go into it and do a certain thing in order to make something else happen. But I don't know, chat. I mean, what do you think is because like I said in the beginning of things, being prepared. is completely situational to your location, your circumstances. And I do always recommend that you have an EDC, whether it's a small little pack that you can throw in the glove box or a full out, 3-day bag. Guineas, yeah, they're great security alarm systems. Bantam roosters. Oh yeah, I forgot. Those things are nasty as shit. Oh, they're mean. But so, whether you use, a 3-day pack or build a full a bug out bag, which honestly I think is overkill for daily use. It really is. And like my bug out bag, if you don't go through and rotate the perishables in there once in a while, you're going to forget about them. So if it's out of sight and out of mind, it's probably going to get forgotten. That's my experience with things. You know, I pulled mine off of the mudroom rack 3 or 4 months ago, just just so I could go through and wash the clothes because I carry extra clothes in it. Not just my hunting clothes, but I carry extra sweats, extra undies, extra socks, sweatshirt, sweats, extra, jacket and all that. And that's not even the bug out side of it. That's just the hunting side because it's a Jesus, it's a 60-liter pack. I think it's huge. Oh, it's stock. Okay. But what do you guys think would be, that's something I want everybody to think about. What would be the right everyday carry slash get home bag? And that's a big thing for me is get home. I want to make sure I can get home to my family. You know, if I get stuck and my cell phone's dead and I'm out in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody around and obviously I can't fucking walk because I can't walk well. No, well, that brings in a new twist to it, right? But an able-bodied person will be able to walk and they'll probably go to the nearest neighbor and use the telephone, or they'll take them and have them tow. Farmers out here will just tow your damn vehicle into town for you, or come out and fix it for you. One of the two. I love this area, but there's all sorts of different scenarios that you think that I tell people that you have to think about. And then the interesting thing is then you have to figure out a specific skill set for your circumstances. You know, do you live in California? Do you drive through the Mojave Desert frequently? That's a whole different beast than, of what you would need to take with you and carry with you than, say, if you're driving through Vail, Colorado. It is circumstantial, situational, and geographic. If you live in the city, there are some basic things you should always take, just like many of those are on the same list of when you live out in the rural America. When you start talking about specific circumstances, then you start talking about if and what then. And you think about that for a moment. If and what then? If this happens and this happens, what happens after that? And then what do I do after all of that? And now you start coming up with a preparedness list of physical items that is impossible to carry. So I say what I tell people is your everyday carry should be a generic thing that gives you 24 hours to get home. At most 24 hours at most to get home. You get stuck in a snowstorm, you're gonna survive 24 hours, almost guaranteed. If you are, you know, stuck in a rainstorm and your car is flooded, you're not going to need 24 hours. If you're stuck in a flood, well, you might. Windows did a major update, by the way, this morning, everybody, if you're on a Windows machine. Which pissed me off because every machine I had was rebooted. But So sit down, and I'm gonna create and put it in the Discord under preparedness. There's gonna be a new channel here very shortly called preparedness. So click on the Discord link, go to the Discord, add yourself to our Discord, and I'm gonna create a very basic checklist. And then what I want everybody to do is I want you to copy that checklist and then add to it. Fook! What's Fook? What's Fook, Jenny? Oh my God, what happened? Tell me what's going on here, people. I can't do it by myself. Guys, have you noticed, you guys, we're 2 hours, 15 minutes in. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. During my bio break, I did take a few puffs, I'll admit to that, but not a whole cigarette, so it wasn't even half a cigarette. It was like a quarter of a cigarette. Yeah, updates, Discord updates, and Windows. Yeah, it sucks. And if you're on a Samsung phone, sometimes I think they did an update too. I don't know, but no, the whole purpose of these types of streams and the content that I'm going to be creating shortly, showing people how to do basic things, getting back to the basics. All right, and this is my inspiration right here. If you don't have a copy of this, I will put a link to it in chat in a moment. This book has been around as long almost as Reader's Digest has. That's who put it out, actually. It is the greatest book ever. How to learn and enjoy tradition American skills. And it's not just American, by the way, it's just traditional skills. Jesus criminy Dom. Everything's got to be in stereo to you. Let me find this here. And I don't have an affiliate thing with Amazon, just so you guys know. So I don't make any money off of this. And these are extraordinarily hard to find because you want the hardcover version. Is that the 1980? Oh, I think this is the same version I have, the 1981 version. There's only one left in stock from this person. Like I said, these are really hard to find, chat. Hoo-wee, that's a hell of a link right there. Fucking Amazon. Yeah, I have this. Is that which one do I have? Which copy do I have? I have a couple of copies of this, but which one is this one? Yep, this is the 81 one, the 81 copy. So this is literally written, and it was copied out of Reader's Digest for decades. Did you guys even get to see it? I'm stuck on this one screen. Stop sharing. Christ. This book. There's only one of them on Amazon. It's being sold by an individual, not by anybody else. This is the greatest book in the world. And just for anything, it is worth keeping. And, yeah. Because it has recipes in it. It has all sorts of good stuff. You know, Gardening in limited space. For big results, think small. Small trellis gardening. There you go. See? Potatoes, stupidly easy to grow. Smoking and drying food from the sea. There's all sorts of stuff. Savory dairy treats to preserve fresh milk, or its nutritional values, I should say. Churning your own fresh butter out of cream. Like I said, this is one of the best books in the world. How to make a net hammock or a fishing net. Perfume, pot cleaners, natural cleaners. It's all in here. Welding a chain, basic welding skills. And I can even show you how to weld with with 2 car batteries. Ouch. And a coat hanger, metal coat hanger, actually. A steel one. But, chat, I need your guys' ideas and opinions of what else you would like to see, and what you'd like me to go through in off stream fine detail in a video. I have a lot of ideas and things that we're going to be doing, um, like a canning and cooking type stream. And we're going to be, that one's going to be taking forever because we're just going to be sitting there bullshitting 90% of the time. Because guess what? Preparing stuff for canning is stupid easy. Canning it is stupid easy. It takes a really, really long time to actually can it. I might be able to make it through the entire stream without a cigarette. I think I will because we're only going to be on for about another 10 minutes. You cannot buy whipping cream and make butter because of the additives. It must be. There you go. It's straight cream or buttercream, actually. Um, you know, or half and half. I've made butter out of half and half too. Listening to the sound. Oh, yes. I love listening to the sound. Just, like when you're water bath canning, oh, man. Just a little rock around. And then you've got the pressure cooker going at the same time. And it goes. Psh, and now all of you have to go pee. I'm waiting for my wife to start running down the hallway because every time you do that noise, she runs down the hallway. But there's a lot of aspects, and we're going to get into a lot deeper topics of the whole preparedness thing, not just everyday preparedness, but specific preparedness. And down through the series, I even want to get as far going down that rabbit hole of what happens if the government cracks down and employs martial law on the entire country. What happens if we go to war? World War. There are very few people alive who understood what the Great Depression was and living through World War II and living through World War One for that matter. Times were tough. You know how people made their money after all that happened? They were rewarded for that. They were rewarded for busting their asses and working towards the betterment of their country to keep themselves free. Now, regardless of what you think of the war itself, the fact is the entire country came together. There was very few dissenters around. During WW2, yeah, the government cracked down on quite a bit and it was a little bit tyrannical, like, oh, you can't own gold any longer. Go fuck yourself. I will own gold. I will own silver. I'll fucking own platinum, trinium, all of it. You just won't know about it. It's just like I will tell you now. Every other remote pencil remote hole puncher that I have just got lost in a balloon accident. I lost all my boats a couple of years ago during that debate, so this year I've decided I bought balloons and hot air balloons. They ran out of, propane, and sadly they floated off into the sun. So good luck finding them. By the way, they're all legal too. Legal, legal, legal. I don't do illegal shit. I don't even have a fucking record of any sort. I am the boringest person on the face of the earth, chat. Well, it's kind of sad because I was actually looking for Free Spirit to pop in as well because, you know, she seems to have that survivalist mentality. I wanted to hear from her, but I don't know where she went. That said, ladies and germs, you all are flipping awesome. I'm going to go ahead and call it for the day because I got other goodies that I need to accomplish. Well, that's the whole thing. You just don't draw their attention. Oh yeah, I make a lot of noise on the internet, and I'm pretty sure they've figured out by now that I mean it, but the time is not now to act on it, and that time may never come. So I'm never an advocate for flat out violence. I wake up on the side of violence occasionally, like every morning recently, but I will never advocate for violence. We haven't even, that's one thing. Before we get off chat, I want to tell everybody, look, guys, those of us that live in the United States of fuckery, Jesus, Shetty, you're killing me here. Uh, those of us that live in the United States of fuckery, we need to understand something. We're not going to get along. None of us are, as a whole. We may not get along online. We may not get along in person. But one thing we have to do as a country, and it's going to be real hard for everybody to put their differences beside their societal and, theological and psychological and all these other differences that we may have. We have to get Joe Biden and his fucking family out of the White House. I don't care if it's Donald Trump. It's we've got to get these royal families out of the White House. And the only reason I say that, we can allow Trump back in is because, well, one, he never really got to finish his term because he was in court too fucking much over bullshit lies that were proven to be lies. You guys realize the man got impeached twice for 2 lies that he didn't tell, things that he didn't do. And then we need to get term limits as a people. We need to get together and impose term limits on our Congress and our senators at the federal level because, like good old Joe, if you sit in constant service to supposedly the American people for 47 years and you have got jack shit to actually show for it, you're a bad fucking politician. Yeah, I know. I did. It was great. And one last final thing. One of the things that actually got me sparked up about getting this series going, y'all need to read the damn news. They just caught a shit ton of ISIS, actual ISIS members inside the United States. What do you think they were planning on doing? They ain't here for a fucking vacation. Y'all, I need to beg of you, be safe out there. Put your head on a swivel, think ahead, and be prepared and not scared. I'm out of here. Oh boy, let's go.
Life's a winding road, can't always see, but I keep my faith guiding me. Storm clouds gather, but I won't flee. Prepared, not scared.